Grace and peace to you from the Episcopal Church of the Apostles. In the current social context of divisiveness and dividedness, I am delighted to share with you a true story of generosity and gratitude. Please listen to Olivia's words. I used to say when I was a teenager that music was my oxygen. I played both the harp and piano professionally. While I do love the harp and still play it today, I must admit the piano was always more dear to my heart. I would play up to 6 hours a day and still want to play more. But as I entered adulthood and the limitations of my chronic illness began to stare me in the face, I realized I would not be able to continue to study at the pace I had. Once I left my parents' home, the real heartache set in. For the first time in my life, I was out without a piano. And this year, I've cried many tears in my husband's arms, wishing for the day I could once again play. But with the high medical bills we have and the extra burden of a COVID economy, we knew it would be years before we could even consider getting a piano. Until last week. While scrolling through an online marketplace, I found an ad for a free upright piano. It looked to be in pretty rough condition, but still, my heart skipped a beat. I reached out to the seller, but had just missed the opportunity. Well, the following day, another ad popped up, this time for a gorgeous cherry red upright. It was only 20 years old and in perfect condition. That seller had originally asked for $1,000, but had marked it down to $200. I messaged her and told her about my passion for the instrument and asked her what was the lowest she would take. She replied she would love to give it to me for free. I drove to her home and tested it out. It was one of the best instruments I've ever played. I told her I'd need a week to figure out how to move it. And throughout the week, I tried to coordinate times with friends who offered to help, but it was extremely difficult. With finances so tight, we couldn't hire anyone to move it or even hire a U-Haul truck. I texted the seller and told her I was desperately trying to find a way to move it and to please be patient with me. And then she shocked me. She offered to pay for a professional crew to move the piano. It turns out she is a woman of faith, and her church is doing a challenge this month to bless others through kindness, and she felt that this was her God-given opportunity. This complete stranger was willing to not only give me the instrument, but willing to spend her own money to have it moved. I called my husband in tears. My beautiful piano has arrived now, and I can honestly say it is one of the best days of 2020. Not only can I once again pour out my passion onto the sleek white keys, but I also got to witness God's provision in this most stunning way. There is still kindness in the world. There are people who choose to love in a world of hate. People who are willing to follow the example of Jesus, loving our neighbors and strangers. And I am grateful for stories like these, stories that remind me that love is indeed stronger than hate. May you be blessed, and may you be a blessing.